Now we're going to build our wall components. So we're going to select that wall, go to Edit Type. We're going to edit the structure. We'll go ahead and insert the three things that we're going to build. We're going to make a exterior sheathing, interior insulation, and an interior drywall. So let's go ahead and select this one, go to Category, and let's give it a plywood sheathing. And we'll make that 1/2 inch thick. And the next layer will be the insulation. This one might show up a little bit strange. I gotta find it here. Analytical. All right, it's in structure, wood joist, rafter, bad insulation. And then that becomes the bad insulation. That's just the way they describe it. And we'll click OK. And we want that to be, we're going to make a 6-inch wall, so we'll make that 5.5 inches thick. And then this last structure, which is 8, which is really going to be the drywall, so let's right away make this 1/2 inch. So what you should notice though is as we're building this up, our R value is showing up here. So now we have our 1/2 inch, but we need a drywall material here, so we're going to go out and look for gypsum wallboard. So gypsum wallboard. All right, and then our R value continues to climb. For instance, if we change this to 3 inches, then the associated R value goes down. Now these are reading really quite high, and I'm not exactly sure because this is a 2x6 construction's R19, and with the two exterior things we're coming up to R27, actually R42, which really seems very high. So I'm a little suspect about the way it's establishing this R value. But that's fine for now. We're not going to, we're just entering the idea of using these models for an evaluation. So we've got our windows set, we've got our wall panel set, and for a brief instance here I want to go back out to our spreadsheet, and I want to go to the original spreadsheet. So in our original look, we put rigid insulation, R19 fiberglass insulation, plywood, and some drywall. I don't know why that's 0.45. That should really be a 1/2 inch. Oh no, that's the R value. I'm sorry, R value per inch from our table. Sorry, a little confusion on my part. Okay, so anyway, we come up with that total R value, which is lower. Now our roof, I put rigid insulation, sheathing plywood, fiberglass bat, 20 at 12 inches. We're going to also probably leave off our rigid insulation on our roof, and we'll probably still come up with an overly high value. I'm not exactly sure why that's happening. So let's just go ahead and do it, and we'll try to figure that out as we move ahead. So we have our roof. We're going to duplicate it, call it our M2 roof. Go ahead and edit structure. And remember, we can always get a preview here. If we hit this preview, you'll see we have the horizontal view of our section. It's 1 foot thick. I think we decided, I forgot. Our spreadsheet said that our roof was going to be 12 inches thick, basically. So let's do that in our roof definition. So let's first put up a sheet of plywood. We're not doing the whole construction of the wall, but just enough for you to get a feeling. So we'll put plywood sheathing up there. We won't make it an inch or a foot thick. We'll probably make it though 3/4 because it's a roof. Let's insert another material, and I'll put in all 3 right away. And what I just want to do is I'm going to move those down so they're in the right order. Once again, we're moving from the exterior of the building to the interior. Oops. Well, I'm surprised that doesn't say it from the top to the bottom. Maybe it's because it's obvious, but it's still exterior to interior. And we're going to move this one down to the bottom also. So we have plywood sheathing. Now we need our insulation. Let's use that same insulation again. Bad insulation. We'll make that, well, 2x12 is 11 inches, 11.25 inches thick. So let's just say 11 inches. Once again, not really critical because we're just trying to evaluate things. The last thing we want to do is our drywall. So we want to look for gypsum wallboard. And we want to make that 1/2 inch thick. Well, 5/8 to ceiling. Okay, so now we have a total R value which is really high at 84. Once again, excessive for what it seems like we've constructed here. We'll click OK. I'm going to leave it for now. Where roof we don't care about, it's not going to be considered in the evaluation that we do. So now basically we have our analytical or our model set up for us. We have a couple of more steps to do before we go and analyze this. I'll go back to analyze, where we do our heating and cooling loads. But I wanted you to conceptually see this while we're simultaneously working on the spreadsheets, because I want you to understand that we're making walls that have specific R values to them, and we can also be thinking about those same construction systems in our spreadsheet. And the only discrepancy here is we're just getting a little bit of exaggerated R values in the comparison between the BIM model and the calculations that we're doing. So next thing we'll look at is we'll take this element and we'll start to build our first analysis of energy consumption.